Why do some e-commerce brands scale to eight figures with predictable growth while others drown in rising ad costs, abandoned carts, and shrinking margins? The secret lies in monitoring the right key performance indicators. These are numbers that reveal how well your website converts traffic into revenues and first time buyers into loyal customers. Today, we are going to cover the top 15 e commerce KPIs that every founder, FP&A analyst, and growth marketer must know. Now, before we jump into the e commerce KPIs, let us first quickly understand the core engine of an e commerce business because these KPIs map directly to this journey. E commerce companies run across five major stages. Stage 1 is the traffic generation. This includes paid ads, SEO, social media, influencers, everything that drives visitors to the site. KPIs like website traffic, return on ad spend, and revenue per visitor means a lot here. Stage 2 is the website engagement. Visitors browse, click, view products, and move through the funnel. This drives KPIs like conversion rate, traffic to lead rate, and cart abandonment. Stage 3 is purchase and checkout. This is where money changes hand or where customers drop off. KPIs like average order value, checkout completion, and CAC come from here. This is followed by stage 4, which is fulfillment and delivery. Inventory, warehousing, packaging, and shipping. KPIs like stockout rate, fulfillment accuracy, and on time delivery matter a lot here. And finally, we come to stage 5, which is retention and loyalty. Repeat purchases, refunds, customer experience, and long term value. KPIs like lifetime value, repeat purchase rate, and CSAT NPS sit here. Now that we understand how an e commerce business works end to end, let us dive into the top 15 e commerce KPIs that actually drive growth. Starting with the biggest one, which is the conversion rate. The conversion rate measures how many website visitors turn into paying customers. It is calculated by taking the purchases divided by the website visitors. For FP&A, small improvements here can dramatically increase revenue without increasing traffic. E-commerce KPI number 2 is the average order value, which shows the average amount spent per order. It is calculated by taking the total revenue and dividing it by the total number of orders. For FP&A team, higher average order value boosts profitability driven by bundles, upsells, and volume discounts. Next on our list is the customer acquisition cost, also known as CAC. CAC measures how much you spend to acquire one customer. It is calculated by taking the total marketing spend and dividing it by the total customers. For FP&A, rising CAC lowers margin and we use this to model break even and pricing. Very much related to CAC, we have our e-commerce KPI number 4, which is the customer lifetime value, also known as LTV. It shows the total revenue a customer generates over their lifetime. LTV is calculated by taking the average order value and multiplying it by the purchase frequency and the retention period. For FP&A, we compare LTV to CAC to tell if the growth model is sustainable or not. Next comes the e-commerce KPI number 5, the cart abandonment rate. This tracks how many customers add items to the cart but don't complete purchases. This is calculated by taking the abandoned carts, dividing it by the total number of carts. For FP&A, high abandonment signals checkout friction and costing lost revenues. Related to cart abandonment, we go to our e-commerce KPI number 6, which is the checkout completion rate. This measures how many customers finish the checkout process and it is calculated by taking the completed checkouts divided by the checkout starts. For FP&A, even a 1 to 2% improvement here increases daily sales dramatically. Next on the list, we have e-commerce KPI number 7, which is the website traffic, which shows the number of visitors reaching out on your website. Traffic drives the top of the funnel, but it only matters with strong conversion. On a quick side note, if you are serious about growing your career in FP&A, then do check out our Certified Global FP&A Professional Program. CGFPA is a 6-month accredited certification in FP&A designed to help you become real business partners. If that sounds something you would be interested in, links are in the description. Also, there are a bunch of free resources that you can download on FP&A, including books and free courses. You will find all the links in the description. The next KPI that we have on our list is the traffic to lead rate, which measures how many visitors give you their email or sign up. Lead rate is calculated by taking the total number of leads generated divided by the website visitors. Growth teams use this to forecast retargeting and email driven strategies. The next KPI is a big one, which is the revenue per visitor, which shows how much revenue each visitor generates. Revenue per visitor is calculated by taking the total revenues, dividing it by the website visitors. This combines conversion rate and average order value to measure the total funnel efficiency. Next, we will talk about an important metric for marketing teams, which is return on ad spends, also known as ROAS. ROAS measures marketing efficiency. It is calculated by taking the revenue from ads and dividing it by the total ad spend. It helps FP&A decide which campaigns to scale or kill. Next on our list, we have our e-commerce KPI number 11, which is the repeat purchase rate, which shows how many customers buy more than just once. Repeat purchase percentage is calculated by taking the repeat customers, dividing it by the total customers. Higher repeat rate reduces CAC dependency and strengthens LTV. Now, revenue and return on marketing spends are important KPIs, but so is equally important refund and return rate, which tracks the percentage of orders that are returned. It is calculated by taking the number of returned orders, dividing it by the total orders. High return rate destroy margins, especially in apparel and electronics. That brings us to our e-commerce KPI number 13, which is the stockout rate, which shows how often products go out of stock. And it is calculated by taking the stockout, dividing it by the total days listed. Stockouts kill sales and damages LTV. FP&A uses this to optimize inventory planning. Another important e-commerce KPI is the fulfillment accuracy. It measures how often orders are picked, packed, and shipped correctly. It is calculated by taking the correct number of orders delivered by the total orders. Errors create returns, refund, and negative reviews, which increases costs. Finally, we come to KPI number 15, which is the on time delivery rate, which shows how reliably orders arrive as promised. On time percentage is calculated by taking the number of on time deliveries, dividing it by the total number of deliveries. Late deliveries reduce repeat purchases and lowers NPS and CSAT. Although we talked about 15 KPIs, but here is one last final bonus KPI, which is the customer satisfaction rate. It measures how happy customers are and whether they'd recommend you. CSAT is calculated by taking the satisfied responses and dividing it by the total responses. And NPS is calculated by taking the percentage of promoters, subtracting the percentage detractors. For FP&A, strong CSAT and NPS drives higher LTV and lower churn. These e-commerce KPIs cover the entire customer journey from attracting visitors to converting them, fulfilling orders, and building lifetime loyalty. FP&A teams combine these metrics to answer critical questions like: are we growing profitably? Are acquisition costs rising faster than the revenue? Is fulfillment hurting customer retention? Let us do a quick recap. Conversion KPIs include the conversion rate, checkout completion, and revenue per visitor. Next, we discussed the customer value KPIs, including the average order value, lifetime value, and the repeat purchase rate. We also discussed the marketing KPIs, including the CAC, ROAS, and traffic. We also talked about operational KPIs like the stockout rate, fulfillment accuracy, and on time delivery. Finally, we looked at some customer experience KPIs like the NPS, CSAT, and the refund rate. Track these consistently, and your e commerce business becomes scalable, predictable, and highly profitable. If you enjoyed this breakdown on the top 15 e commerce KPIs, do like this video and subscribe to our FP&A channel for more such FP&A video content. Also, let me know in the comment below which other industry KPIs would you like me to cover in my next video. Also, don't forget to check out a bunch of free resources on FP&A, including books, cheat sheets, and free courses. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.